What's up, guys? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Well, we got a few questions that we're supposed to answer, or we're gonna answer in this video, and we're gonna talk about Tesla. Is Tesla really done? I mean, is it over the sell-off that we've been enduring for the last 3-4 weeks so far? But here's the most important question that we're gonna answer: is the sell-off really over? That did we really reach the bottom? That's the first thing. And then we're gonna also answer, is Elon Musk done selling? Is it really done? Because we know he's been selling. Well, like he said, he was trying to sell approximately 10% to pay taxes. And the next thing would be, what could potentially be next? Like, where should we look at? What should be like be expecting to pretty much happen within Tesla stock itself? So without further ado, let's jump into it. The first two questions are actually going to they're kind of interconnected. I'm going to jump into the chart to show you something real quick. So here's the chart, Tesla. There's pretty similarities that I've been actually talking about this for quite a while, but you can see the similarities already by now. If I'm gonna point this out, oh, hold on. If I'm gonna point right here and then right here, you can already tell the similarities. It's the stock itself. But one of the important things is, if I were to do this and see, hey, did we reach that freaking bottom yet, right? But is it really the bottom? Like I always say, you're never going to be able to actually catch I always say you're never going to catch the real bottom, but you can try and get to close to it as possible. But so here's the thing. The lowest that we got was somewhere around almost 885 something, I believe 880. But if you notice, it's literally he used to be the old all-time high, right? The old all-time high ended up being our bottom of yesterday. I believe it was Monday, no, Tuesday. That's where we kind of reached that, lowest level, and then we had to bounce back. But it seems like it was a sell-off, and I know this sell-off was due to a lot of things. Of course, Elon Musk was selling, but also there's also the pressure, like interest rate, the Federal Reserve. We know inflation issues and Omicron and all that stuff. We know there is so many different catalysts that kind of played into this, but we know Tesla is a very strong company. Tesla is not struggling to find people to sell their vehicles to. They're actually expanding. As you can see, the factory in Texas is going, and the German factory, actually they just applied for approval in Germany. So we know the expansion is growing, and we know it's a good company. So jumping from that, now to answer the question is to be able to answer this, if we know that we actually got to the bottom, did we get the bottom yet to start buying? Or if you bought the dip, was it the real dip? Is to answer this question. Well, I guess I've got an answer for you. This is the answer for you that I'm going to give you is, Musk says he has sold enough stock. Well, Elon Musk says he sold enough stock. Basically, if I actually come down here, and this is what he said: I sold stocks to get around 10% plus the option exercise stuff, and I tried to be extremely literal here. So basically what he's saying is, he sold more than enough shares to be able to pay a tax bill. And remember, there is a tweet that he tweeted just a few days ago where he said, on December 19th, he said, for those wondering, I will be paying over $11 billion in taxes this year. So if you combine this tweet right here and what he just said, meaning that he has sold enough to be able to pay his taxes for this year. But the question now is, if he had sold enough, and it seems like he's done, but the actual reason here's the thing that you want to look at is, it might be done to sell for this year's tax, but he was supposed to be selling 11 million shares in total. But so far, he only sold 13.8 million shares. He still got about 3 more million shares to basically exercise, or options, just to put it that way, to exercise, to be able to finish what he started. Because whether he likes it or not, technically these options that were awarded to him, they're supposed to be expiring next year, in August of next year. So the 3 million shares or 3.2 million shares that are left as of right now, they're still going to expire, which means he's going to have to sell them at some point. But the thing is, do we think in the next week or two, he's going to be selling more like he's been doing almost every week, every Thursdays and Fridays, pretty much. But here's why I don't think he's going to be selling for at least 4 to 5 weeks. One of the main reason is because Tesla stock, actually, Tesla shareholders, they are barred to sell their stocks between December 16 all the way to January 28th. And if you look, the last time Elon Musk sold his shares was literally around that time, which means even if he wanted to sell, he cannot sell until after January 28th of 2022 because legally he's barred to sell more shares, which is why he went ahead and sold enough shares to be able to cover his tax bill for 2021. And the remaining shares, if you were, this is just my opinion, if he even knowing that it's supposed to expire in August, those options shares in August of 2022, is probably going to start selling anytime between February, maybe March and April. It is Elon Musk. He can decide. He can probably do it even a month before. It could be in July, but we should expect it to be somewhere in the first quarter, or maybe by the end of the first quarter of 2022, which will be somewhere on March, close to April, something like that. So we should expect the next 3 million shares will be sold during that time, which means the sell-off of Tesla stock that we've been watching that has been mostly induced by him selling the stock, because you could see every single time he would sell, we'll have a stock going down, and then after that, the next week we kind of recover, and then the week after he sold again, and he's been selling almost exactly the same amount of share, which is about 984,000 shares every single time. So we should expect a bounce back, or at least we should expect a relief from the sell-off that we've been seeing, which is this one here. We should expect that sell-off, that relief from that sell-off that we've been seeing for quite a while, at least, and see the stock starting to recover. But we need to watch these level, like somewhere around $1,050. But I'm expecting us to be back in this region here, between 1,050 all the way to $1,300. This range, I'm expect us to be back into that range because there is not that much selling pressure right now, at least for the next 5 weeks, because legally he can't, and he's basically completed what he needed to pay taxes. And yes, I know there's other things just like Omicron, but that's the other thing I wanted to talk about is, as you can see, the wave appears to be milder, even though it's very, very contagious, this new whatever, but it's not as, as deadly as everybody, as everyone would think. Even though there remains concern because, don't want to let the guards down and everything else. I don't want to get too political. I'm talking about it because it's a catalyst that affect the stock market. This is a neutral opinion here because I know it also affect the market. That's what I'm talking about. And I just want to show you for a few seconds exactly what I meant. But this is pretty much what we're seeing, and the fact that we're seeing this happening is we're looking at the hospitalization numbers is not as high, even though it is spreading so fast, which is it's a natural mutation of a virus. It starts a certain way, but Omicron could actually be the killer. It could actually be the one that would be the start of the end of this pandemic, because usually when we get this during this period when we have a higher rate of infections, but then the hospitalization and death rate start to go low, you start seeing the virus does not actually affect us as more as we thought, or we initially think or as it started at the beginning. So it could actually be some good news here. So to look at these ones, and of course we still have the inflation things going on. We still have a lot of things that that we have to deal with. But at some point, we're gonna get that those are negative, catalyst. But for now, as we know, Tesla is has always been a winner. And remember, I've been talking about this split that it would eventually happen at some point. Elon Musk himself said, he never said it's not gonna happen. Like last time when it happened, the talk was about It was announced when it was at $1,200, and then we had a split. Now we sold off enough. If you got the chance to actually buy some shares, and during the dip, really good for you. But we know that once Tesla start to run up, it runs up by hundreds of dollars, and there's no way, at least for in my opinion, that Elon and his team would let Tesla reach all the way up to $2,000 without suggesting it to have another split. So if you had a chance to buy the dip, if you're in for the for the long term, this is the great opportunity. Do I think this is the real bottom? It couldn't. It doesn't mean it is the real bottom, but at least the majority of the selling pressure is gone. So again, like I said, I'm expecting it to be somewhere around in the next couple weeks moving forward. Now that it's done selling, somewhere around 1,050 in this range, all the way to 1,300, somewhere around as we go. And again, it could move even higher, or we could be stagnant and follow this pattern that we've seen down here after we had it. Like you can see, I pointed out this earlier. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. We do have a Patreon account. If you guys like the content, if you like what we're doing, and you would like to support us, please don't forget to sign up. We have different tiers, and whatever you can and support us every single month as we're bringing you the content, and we try to do the best as possible to bring it to you and make sure it is good and informative for all of us. It's not fun. It's never financial advice. This is pretty much our personal opinion, but we do spend time researching so we could bring you the best content, or at least try to bring the best that we can and improve every single time when we get your feedback. So thank you guys. Don't forget to sign up. Weibo is running right now. I can't even, I don't even know what to say. I'm forgetting things already. Oh, geez. Anyway, so if you like to trade in the stock market, Weibo is actually running a really good option, or promotion, should I say, where if you sign up and using the link in the description below, you and I will both gonna get up to 6 stocks, and one of them could actually be a Tesla, an Apple, and I believe there is Nvidia. So, and those ones are are not cheap, as you can see. And just like I make this video about Tesla, so you probably don't want to miss out. Anyway, thank you again. As for me, as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.